This is Bonnie. We just did our final evaluation literally seconds ago when she came into our office on, when did we see it? Oh, at the end of January, right? So it was like the last day of January was the exam. She started care middle of February.
Right.
She scored a 71 and a 72% loss of sensation. Today, when we did the final exam, what were your numbers?
Good. Really
Good. Really, really good. So to get to for the answers of really, really good, she had a 20% and a 15% loss of sensation. That is huge. That is huge. Her numbers basically double or tripled because she scored 27 and 26 out of 92, and she got a 74 and an 80. That's how she got those percentages. So that was awesome. That's way incredible. Now her story is a little different. So let's kind of get back to what how did you find us? How did you hear about our office?
Well, we went to a fair.
Okay.
And it's for elders.
Yeah, the Senior Expo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just saw the word neuropathy up on your sign, and I went straight to find out what I could learn about neuropathy.
Okay. Now, when we were there, we checked you a little bit there. Is that right?
Yes, we did.
And just kind of gave kind of a brief evaluation, and then you came in, scheduled to come in and do a full evaluation.
Right.
And then, after the full evaluation, we went over everything, and you decided to do our program. What made you decide to do our program?
Because I was having problems dragging my left foot.
Okay.
Literally dragging. I didn't want to walk anymore. I had pain at night, and so sleeping was more difficult, and I had a lot of numbness. I wasn't feeling my feet like I did today.
Okay. Now, where do you live?
We're in Linden, Utah.
So you come up twice a week from Linden.
Right.
So about a 30-40 minute drive to our office, right? Now, and your husband, how old is your husband?
We're both 74.
And he still works.
Right.
He still works. He goes around, he sharpens scissors and for hairdressers, and he fixes treadmills and kind of like a handyman kind of guy. And you were able to do our program. I think a lot of times people think that they can't do it because of costs and things like that, but you know what? You guys were able to do it, and the reason you did it is because you put it as a priority to get your health back.
Right.
And that's what we've been able to do for you. Here's the coolest thing. So she's kind of a little bit of a different patient in the aspect of she also suffers from Post Polio syndrome.
Right.
And because of that, that's why she dragged her left foot, right?
Right.
Now, tell us what happened about 4 visits in.
When I got through doing the machines, I was able to walk out the door. I had energy. I felt good. I was able to walk out the door and walk to the car and pick up my foot. The machines I was working on.
And that was just I remember it. I have it written down. In fact, you actually came running back in, or running back as much as you can, and you were so excited. It's like, I'm not dragging my foot anymore.
I know. I felt the difference so completely that it just literally shocked me.
It was one of the coolest things I've ever had happen as a doctor, to be honest with you, because it was really fast in treatment.
Right.
But that was something that I didn't know whether we'd be able to help or not.
Yeah.
Because post polio is something totally different than just neuropathy, right?
Right.
But she came running in. She's like, Dr. Watt, I'm not dragging my foot when I'm walking. And then we've had conversations since then, and the conversation kind of went around the process of when we were talking about when we walk, whether I think about it when I walk, and I'm like, no, not really. I just walk. And what was your comment to that?
I said I have to think about every step I make so I won't stumble. Or, I need to move. I need to be able to think about what my movements are.
And because of the program that you've done, because of the care that we provide here in the office, that you don't have to do that as much anymore,
well,
right?
I can pick up my feet, but even my left foot has gotten strength. It's even stretched out just a bit, which I'm also shocked about, because the machines have literally woke whatever it is in there. It's woken
Turned
up.
on the nervous system.
It's turned on the system, and the leg is obeying. The heel cord is obeying better. And
yeah, part of the polio thing that she was suffered with is she had a shortened Achilles tendon.
My heel cord is a little bit short.
And that's actually kind of lengthened out a little bit through what we've been doing. Yeah. But the motor aspect has dramatically increased.
Yes.
All of her shoes before always were worn out on the front because she dragged her foot. And now she's not dragging her feet. And now you're not necessarily thinking about every step you take.
That's what's wonderful about it. I need to work more on strength, and I plan to do that. I have a plan to keep doing what I've learned to do.
Right.
And I know that I'll just keep picking up more strength, and then the balance that I want. But it can't come all at once. It's got to take some
But
time.
how much better is it from what it was? It's quite remarkable, to be honest with you. Now, one of the other things that I think has been so awesome about Bonnie is a lot of people, because we do some dietary changes, and the reason we do that is we got to get the inflammation out of the system, right? Bonnie was awesome because Bonnie was excited about it, right? Yeah. She would always come in, I'm so excited, I'm trying these new foods, and like some people have a really bad attitude about it, but Bonnie was really excited about it, and she was excited to do the program. She's like, I'm not going back to that stuff. I tell my kids I'm not eating that stuff anymore, and it's because you feel so much better.
Yes.
And she was nervous about doing this little testimonial for us, which she says she has a hard time with her words and everything like that, but we don't care because we love you anyway.
Thank you.
And we just people need to hear your story. So kind of what were some of the things you liked about the dietary stuff?
Well, I want to eat smart, and that's what the dietary stuff was about. It was about eating smart, and now I can't just give it up. But I think when you have pain, you have a reason to eat smart and to do well and to exercise. I feel like I've got such a good reason now that I'm moving well and better to keep. I can't just give it up and just eat all the junk that I ate before.
And you know what? It's become a lifestyle for you.
Yes.
It really has.
How
about the pain at night?
It's much better. What I have is I have a very tiring day. It's tiring, but then I have a cream that I never had before that I use.
Yeah, some of the cream that we use, right?
And there's no complaint about that bit of pain at night from tiring, because when I wake up in the morning, I have not any pain. I'm ready to get up.
And before you weren't having having sleep problems because of the pain, and it was that severe, right?
Yes, and it didn't feel good. It never felt good.
Right.
But I think
and now it's more of a tired feeling because you're doing things that you've never been able to do before. You're walking more, you're exercising more, and all those things, and so you just have tired feet, right? Compared to the pain that you always had before.
There's a complete difference, and so I'm excited about it.
And she's been a great patient. I mean, very very few people are excited about the dietary stuff. She was always fun and excited about it.
Yeah.
So it was fun from our side as well. So what would you tell people? Because people that watch these, they're concerned. They're concerned about, is it going to work for me? They're concerned about the cost. They're concerned about, putting the time and effort in. Someone might be concerned about doing the dietary stuff. What would you tell people that are, just having overall concerns about whether they should invest in their health by doing our program or not?
Well, when you think well about it, and you just have to know what it is you want and what it is you need, and you have to go for that. And I just had faith that it would work. It helped me a lot that Dr. Watts said that his dad had neuropathy, and he had gone to the trouble to learn about it. And I thought, well, that's nothing I heard before. I heard that it was hopeless. And so I think that, my mate said, well, I've had a lot of help, and now it's your turn. That's the way Lee put it. He said, it's your turn. And so that helped me to calm down and say, okay, we can invest in this. And
to be honest, I mean, like I said, her husband still works. So it's not like they're retired and that they're living off like a nest egg and stuff. They're still living paycheck to paycheck and stuff, but you made it a priority. and you worked hard to be able to do it so you could do the program, but because of that you had dramatic changes, and now your life's totally different.
I think when you literally feel sick from something you've eaten and you don't know why, and then you find out why. I found out what made me not feel good.
Right, and you'd been eating it for years and didn't even realize it.
I didn't know, and so now the difference, I have no trouble not eating this and that and the other, because I know those things made me not feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, back then you might not even known they didn't make you feel good. You just knew you weren't feeling good. You didn't know it was because of that, right?
No, I never knew.
Right.
Until I cleaned my system out,
Mm-hmm.
Cleaned everything out and started over. I had no way of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a choice. How good do you want to feel? How much pain do you want to deal with? Do you want it to get better or keep getting worse? I didn't want this to keep getting worse.
And it was pretty bad. I mean,
yes.
You were in that higher range of
I
low
actually
success.
just didn't want to walk anymore. I just didn't want to walk because I was just going to stumble.
Right.
And
you're fearful of being able to go out. So in reality, not only did you get help, but you got your freedom back.
I got freedom back, and then just smart eating, and I just feel good when I eat smart.
Right. Is there anything else you want to say to those that might want to hear from you? Anything you have to say before we close out?
Oh, I just love brown rice quinoa with chopped almonds on top of it.
She's created all these recipes for herself and everything else, and that's good because, instead of relying on us to give you everything, you made an effort to go out and try to figure stuff out and do things that now you're enjoying how you're eating. And it's not just about that. Yes, the dietary thing is, for Bonnie, that was a big thing for her because she really enjoyed the changes and she saw some drastic differences. But that's just part of what we're doing in order to get the feet so they're working better. And that's ultimately what you came in for. And now you have your freedom back. You're able to go walk around when you couldn't do before. You're able to exercise more. You're able to just enjoy family because now you can go and you're not worried about stumbling and tripping and all those other things.
That's right.
And for you, this has been a drastic life changer. Is that correct?
That's right. And I also watched my brother suffer from this over the years.
Mm-hmm.
They don't live here now, but it was sad to see them talk about it. And then they'd say, it's just the way it is, and then it'll go up your up your arms, and you lose the feeling in your hands, and I think that got me too.
Didn't want to go there.
I love writing, and I didn't want to lose the ability to write in my hands. So I don't know for sure about all that, where all that goes, from the feet to the hands. That's up for Dr. Watt to tell you where it all ends up. But their story bothered me for a long time.
And so you saw it in some family as well. That's one of the reasons why it's like, I don't want to go there.
That's right.
Well, we appreciate so much the patient. It's going to be really sad not having you come up regularly to see you because it's been so fun to have you as a patient. Just want to say we love and appreciate and thank you so much for being a great patient.
Thank you.